And when summer came to the little village. We would like to apologize for multiple things. First of all,
bad lighting.
Bad lighting because we're filming at night because Leslie's leaving in like a day and a half. And yeah, we're getting things done for you guys.
Still on number 1.
Second of all, I got up at 5:45 this morning, which is really early for me, so by this time at night, I am a little crazy. And third, Leslie has been home in 3 days.
4, we both have short hair now.
Together.
I'm a trendsetter.
Tonight,
on Get Bookish,
we have a very special video for you. We're doing a book to movie comparison of Chocolat
by
Joanne Harris.
Oh, someone remembers.
Leslie and I have both read the book and seen the movie, but we should mention that we saw the movie first. And
a long time ago.
A long time ago, freshman year of high school?
Freshman year of high school. We watched it consecutively every February. What we used to go and get like the February 15th half-off chocolate from the drugstore, and then stop laughing at my accent, and then watch it the next day, because you can't really watch Chocolat without eating chocolate. It's a little bit of a sin. And yeah, point being, a couple summers ago, I read the book, and then Rebecca just finished it a few days ago, so
actually more like a month ago, but
a month ago.
We're gonna do a little comparison for you. Starting with the book. First of all, I want to say that the book is really good. I really enjoyed the book, even having seen the movie first. It takes place in a little town in France, and basically the character of Vienne, she arrives there and decides to set up a chocolaterie.
She's sort of a traveler. She and her daughter Anouk voyage from place to place. They're nomads in a way, because she never really had it ingrained in her as a child to settle down.
She's kind of running from something too.
She's running
her past, really.
I would say she's running from her past. She does not have a husband. She makes it very clear that she is unmarried. And she has this daughter who is super adorable in the film, and probably also in the book, depending on how you imagine her. And they set up the chocolaterie, and they sort of take the town by storm a little bit, because they're a bit radical. They don't go to church. And
the town is all about
church.
Yeah, it's very sheltered, and she is not a sheltered woman.
You don't leave the town when you grow up and get married. You marry someone from town, and you marry them, and you stick with them, and that is your life.
And you go to church every Sunday.
Your life is the town, your life is church.
On top of her coming, there is also the river rats, which are basically the gypsies that arrive every year or so, and when Vienne is there, plus the gypsies, it really causes some stuff. That's when the story really gets going, but it's all leading up to, can the church prevent this chocolaterie from ruining Easter, more or less, because she's making it all about chocolate, at least from their point of view, and Vienne doesn't really like how the church preaches to them.
And, you know,
it's a very, very strict church.
She also opens the chocolaterie just before Easter, when people are supposed to be giving things up for Lent, which often includes chocolate. And the man who sort of looks after the town, the Count de Renault, at least that's what they call him in the film, he's very, very upset that people might get tempted, and so things play out from there.
And personally, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
I don't remember what I gave it, like usual.
Because she read it a long time ago, so you can cut her some slack.
It's been a while.
So now on to the movie. Les and I both really love the movie. Definitely one of our favorites of all time.
Which is why we watch it all the time.
And we just sit there and eat chocolate and
ooh over the costumes.
And quote the movie.
And sing the songs and ooh over the setting. And ooh over Johnny Depp, who's attractive in this film.
Yeah, we don't normally find him attractive, but he is attractive in this film. Also, Juliette Binoche plays Vienne, and I absolutely love her.
Juliette Binoche is the most amazing.
She is the best. There's obviously some differences between the book and the movie. They still follow the same storyline of Vienne coming in and opening the chocolaterie and really changing,
raising hell.
Yeah, I mean they still have the river rats. They still have the characters, the similar characters, except for when it comes to Count de Renault. In the movie, there's the Count de Renault.
There's this one man.
He's the guy that nobody likes. He's the guy who's really enforcing these strict rules, hates the chocolaterie, hates Vienne, hates the river rats.
He oversees the town. He's got like the front spot in church. Everybody says hi to him. You take off your hat when you see him. He's the guy.
And then there's like a young pastor.
The old pastor has died in the church.
Yes.
And this new guy has come to the helm, as it were. And
he's much more accepting. He's a little goofy.
He's a bit goofy. He's not really sure. He's kind of wanting of acceptance of the Count de Renaud, and he's not really sure what he's doing. All of his sermons get overseen by him before he gives them, and he's into American music, and he's a little goofy. Yeah.
But he's not in the book. Whereas in the book, the Count de Renaud talks to the old pastor who used to run the church.
He's dying, isn't he?
Because he's dying. Yeah. He's like basically in a coma, and he's not really talking.
Like, oh god, I don't know what to do.
But he like goes and talks to him. So it's
chocolate.
like, yeah, it's like they switched the characters in the movie, but that was a big difference.
Yeah. The time period that this is set in the film, you never see them pick up a telephone.
Yeah.
You never see a postman,
a TV,
a television. I don't think you even see a radio.
I know. I always got the impression that the movie took place in the 50s because one of the characters is singing an Elvis song, and just the way everything is sort of designed, the dress and whatnot. Yeah. Whereas in the book, it takes place in modern day, and I was really thrown off when reading this because they also mention a satellite dish and watching movies, so yeah, it was definitely in modern times, so that was really weird.
And I just find it confusing because this is a very small, isolated, sheltered town in France, and you would think that they wouldn't really get a lot of communication since no one ever seems to leave the town. It just seems like the film setting was set more to it.
The third big thing is the romance. Now, in the book, Rue, who was kind of like the head honcho of the river rats, the gypsies, his character falls for Josephine, and they sort of have a romance. Josephine is a character who gets abused by her husband, becomes a friend of Vienne. You obviously get to know her throughout the story. Whereas in the movie, Rue is involved with Vienne.
She goes out of her way to befriend the river rats, and in a way sort of takes up with them and their culture as another way to annoy the Count de Renaud because he's already upset with her, so what more can she do?
Yes. I personally like how they put it in the movie better.
Yeah. And it could just be because we've seen the film first, but...
But I personally liked Vienne and Rue together better.
Also, he befriends Anouk in the beginning, in the movie.
Yeah, and there's never really any serious interaction between Anouk and Rue in the book.
Maybe that was something fabricated for the film. Also in the book, they have brief snippets of French, which are never translated, and it's not that you can't understand the text without the translation, but at the same time it's a little annoying if you don't speak French to have these lines in there, and it's not very many. It's maybe one or two pieces of dialogue right after the other, and like sentence done. But still, if you weren't sure what was going on, then I can see how that would be a little annoying, and I wasn't really sure why that was textually necessary.
Other than the chocolate, but there was some other stuff beyond mentioning the names of the chocolate. Another what the fuck moment was in the book, Pantouf is
an imaginary friend of Anouk's.
Yes, first of all.
Yeah.
In the book, he's a rabbit. In the movie, he's a kangaroo. I don't know how that got translated, but
they both hop.
Okay.
That's the conclusion I've come to.
I guess so. And it was kind of weird. I always assumed he was a kangaroo, and then I read the book and I was like, he's a rabbit?
You were not a rabbit.
To sum up the book versus the movie, there is still that undertone of acceptance and broadening your horizons, being kind to people no matter who they are.
Accepting differences.
Yes. But the movie sort of brings in the romance perspective a bit more, which isn't surprising for Hollywood.
Gotta get those two beautiful people together sometime.
And the book, the Easter fest at the end, seems to be much more important in terms of Vienne proving her point, whereas in the movie I didn't feel like it was
just sort of
important, but it just happened, exactly.
Definitely check out both the book and the film. I'm not going to tell you which order to read or view them in. You can make that decision for yourself, but both are fantastic, both are worth your time, and we're glad this video was worth your time. Thanks for watching us. Sorry it's been a little loopy.
Yeah, we apologize. Bye. Bye.